Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 13th. It is 6:18 right now. Market's going to open in about 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. All right. And this month is flying by. It's about to be June already. So we got to prepare for summer conditions, which are probably going to be a bit slower. We'll see. I mean, if anything, these liquidity pushes will probably still work out because there's always going to be liquidity on open. But other than that, if price starts to slow down a bit, we might have to shift things a little bit to our ranging strategies like the SR rejection scalp. But I'll let you guys know, I'm consistently reviewing the chart, so we know when the market adjusts and we're able to adapt with it when it does. So, all right, looks good. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. Looks like we are good to go. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. I'll give a few moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up news price first. So good morning, guys. Today's Wednesday, May 17th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. Looks like people are still making their way in. So I'm going to check out the news real quick. Looks like we had news over here at 5:30, building permits, housing starts, pretty much neutral news right here at 5:30. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that up right there. It's a news price. We have more news at 7:30, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much a slow day today for the most part with regard to news. I mean, we'll see how this moves, but yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much it. Let me check the my FX book real quick. Sometimes they have more news here. Let's use here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Martha. Morning, CJ. Morning, Andrew. Morning, Maddie. Morning, Kenny. Morning, guys. Morning, AR. Morning, Akash. Morning, everybody. So we got news over here at 7:30. And that's about it. News at 7:30. A lot of news coming up, but it's not really too high impact. So I got the news marked up over here. Now that we have news marked up, I am now going to mark up. So first I'll mark up the clean chart and then I'll mark up liquidity. I just want to wait for a few more people to come up because I don't want people to miss it, but people are late, so. All right. Got the clean chart marked up right there. Now I will mark up liquidity. So I'll go over here to the daily time frame first. Let's mark up these areas of liquidity. So I'm probably not going to mark that one up. That one's too close. I want these candles to be established first, where I mark them up. All right. Looks good right there. Let's go over here to the 8-hour. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Market of the lower time frames have established it, which they probably would have. So right there, let's mark that up there on the 4-hour. So if you guys are new here and you guys are not familiar with what I'm doing is I'm marking up liquidity, also known as areas where people place their stop losses. Basically marking up my high lows over here that have not been tested, because typically when people enter a trade, they place their stop loss at the high low. The thing that you guys have to understand is that people are trading in both directions, right? So there's going to be stop losses in both directions. That's why liquidity here it's not really biased with regard to where it'll go. It can really touch either direction, whether it be to the upside or to the downside. That's why I mark up the daily, because some people are trading on the daily time frame. So people who are swing trading, they can easily get knocked out. It's a really close high low right there. If that gets touched before market open, that's fine. We're just not going to use it. But I will mark it up for now just to have a visualization as to like where price currently is. It's really close to that price though, so we might not be able to use that high low right there. I think that's one that Maddie mentioned. It's really close. We got about 6 minutes till open. Yeah, me too, Maddie. Maddie said I'd rather have it touch before open. Me too. I'd rather have it touch and then disregard it rather than having it be the first touch of liquidity, because it's just way too close, as you guys can see. All right, so there goes liquidity right there. First level of liquidity is like right next to current price. It's like literally right there. It's like less than 100 pips away. If it gets to that point, I'm probably not going to take that one. I'll probably just ignore that one. For me personally, it's just way too close, because if it does touch it, it can easily just spike right back down. So we got the next area of liquidity down here. I kind of hate when this comes up like this, because I don't even know where this line is coming from right here. 15-minute, 30-minute. Like, I don't even know where this area of liquidity came up right here. I might have to just delete that one. That might have been an accident, actually, because I don't see any areas of liquidity right here. All right, I'm a little confused now where this liquidity came from. Anyways, I'm going to delete it. Not a big deal. All right, back to the 1 minute. Let's check the point spread right now. I checked it pre-market. It was like 65 points. Let me check real quick again. 33242 minus 33182. Point spread is about 60 right now specifically. All right, I'm going to delete this liquidity area, guys. It got touched already. That's perfect. I actually wanted that to happen. 33247 minus 33181. So the spread here is kind of, it's very volatile, guys. So the spread's between 60 and 66. I'm going to keep trying to check what the spread is like between TradingView and FTMO. It might be a little too wide for us to really use it, but I'm going to see. Let's see, 332. I'm going to try to time it. 48 minus 33182. Yeah, spread's 160 is 66 right now. I'll do one more time as we get closer, but the price difference between YM and FTMO is a bit off. Hey Shannon, morning Satya, morning T, morning Maria, morning Kenny, morning guys. All right, so market is opening in about 4 minutes, guys. Let's see, zoom out a little bit. All right, first area of liquidity is going to be down here. It's about 700 pips, so it's a pretty good distance. And we have another one up here as well. About the same distance, about 800 pips. So we got liquidity on both sides, down here and up here. Hey, see how's it going? Morning. Let me check the price difference again. 33245 minus 33181, 64. So it seems like it's between 60 and 66 right now points, which is kind of a lot. If you guys think about it, it's a lot of points to be off. I mean, typically it's around 60, so it's not like anything too crazy, but let me see. I'll do one more time as we get closer to a market open over here. But yeah, if liquidity gets hit down here, that's what it's going to look like. If liquidity gets hit up here, that's what it's going to look like. All right, so I got a couple areas of liquidity marked up right here. Let me do the price difference again. All right, 33246 minus 33181, 65. All right, so it's somewhere in between 60 and 66, guys. That's what it looks like. Yeah, Maddie said way better. Might have to enter it manually depending on how it looks. Yeah, same here, Maddie. I agree. I don't know if I'll put a pending order because the price difference is quite a bit. Last thing you want to do is enter too early or enter too late. I'd rather just enter manually and then exit manually if I have to. Pending orders are nice, but when it's a situation like this where it's kind of hard to really pinpoint the exact price difference, it makes it difficult because you don't want to enter too early and you don't want to enter too late. It's going to screw you over either way. You might as well just enter manually, right? Because it's going to be the same difference, except you'll know that you're actually in position. I'll scan it one more time. Let's see. 33243 minus 33177. Yeah, it's the same thing, guys. It's around like 60 to 66. So I don't know if you guys want to use a sweet point between there, once maybe a 63 or something like that. But yeah, I don't know where price is going to go. Price can go up or price can go down. So market is now going to open shortly, guys, in about a minute. Let's take a look at the overall bias. Right now, it's currently bullish on the shorter time frames. You can see on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are all angling up. On the longer time frames, it's somewhat bullish but neutral. So bullish, neutral here. 30 minutes bullish, 1 hour is neutral, and the 4 hour here is bearish. So with that said, it's pretty much a mix. Let's take a look at the fundamentals pre-market. Fundamentals are currently 163 points in the green, so they're currently bullish right now. On top of that, let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is pretty much neutral right now. As you guys can see, retail sentiment is currently 53% long. So this is useless to us at the moment. Fundamentals are currently somewhat bullish, and the technicals here, short-term bullish, long-term neutral, bearish. So we'll see what happens here on open. There's not really much of a bias right now. So price can really go in either direction. Price is a bit far from both areas of liquidity, so we'll have to see where this goes. There goes opening bell. All right, so let's see where this ends up going, guys. Market is now open. Let's see where price ends up taking us. All right, we got price coming down a little bit over here. The thing that you want to be careful for, guys, in either direction, whether price goes up or down, is that it may be a bit overextended in either direction. So just be a little careful with your entry here. If you don't feel comfortable, always feel okay and welcome to pull out early if you need to. We'll see where price ends up going. If price ends up dropping too hard, then I kind of want it to consolidate a bit and then continue in that direction. I don't want it to be a continuous to straight drop because it may be overextended at that point because it is like 700 to 800 pips away from the next area of liquidity. As you guys can see, price did drop a little bit right here. Let's see if it continues to drop. All right, so it's dropping right here and it's starting to come back up. This is completely fine. I actually want this to happen. I want price to slowly consolidate down and then dump, or slowly consolidate up and then shoot up, right? Either direction's fine for me. I don't really care where price goes. But I don't want it to just be a quick drop. Like I don't want something to happen where it's just like drop, reversal, right? Or push up and then reversal, right? You guys have seen that before. So I'd rather have price consolidate a bit, drop in one direction, consolidate, continue, rather than drop, push. If that happens, then you're going to get caught in a risky area because at that point, price is going to be overextended. It's going to have to retrace at some point. And that's something that you definitely don't want to happen. So let's see where we're at. All right, so as price continues to kind of go, sideways a little bit over here, I'm going to go and mark up. Actually, let me go back over here. I don't want to miss this if it drops down. All right, price is a little overextended. I kind of want it to consolidate a bit before it comes down any further, but we'll see where this ends up going. If this ends up dropping, that's fine. I might have to maybe make some adjustments to when determining, when to pull. Well, we'll see where this is here. Just got to watch it closely, guys, because you don't want to enter too early. You also don't want to enter too late. I'd prefer to enter late, though, than early. So I'd rather enter late and then pull out for a partial profit if the TP does get hit versus entering early and then, there's no entry yet. All right, this is fine. I actually want this to happen right here. I want price to consolidate a bit. So I personally want price to retrace up a little bit because that's going to be better. Because if it does continue dropping later, it's going to be an even better push when it gets down to that liquidity. I want this retracement. I want this consolidation. It's going to be a smoother move at that point. It just gives you more room for price to push down lower, because right here, you're going to see people are going to start buying low, right? The thing that you want to, that we're counter, so here's the problem. Some people will consider this a supply zone, right? Or a demand. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the bottom level is called, whether it be supply or demand. I don't trade supply and demand, but I know how people trade it. So there's a level right here. And I can see a lot of people looking to take buys at this point, right? So when price gets down to this point, you can see right there where that price touched, that's where people took their buys, right? This is what I kind of like to see, because I want to see people get outsmarted. So like, for example, if retail traders here are trading supply and demand and they bought right here, what do you think is going to happen? The price is going to push up slightly to give people some hope, and then it's going to come right back down and stop them straight out. When it stops them straight out, that's where I'm going to make my entry, and I'm going to make money on their losses. So I'm basically outsmarting the other retail traders out there who are looking to trade supply and demand right here. If you guys have traded supply and demand, especially in lower time frames, it's usually not accurate. Usually like blasts right through it. It'll give you like a little bit of a push, and it'll come right back down and stop them out. Doesn't always happen that way, but it if it does, that's great, because it'll work out in our favor. Let's see, Daniel's been gone a week. Are we still doing high-low scalps? Yeah, we're doing the high-low momentum scalps and the liquidity pushes. Daniel. We're getting close to summer, so we might factor in the SR ejection scalps. We're not there yet. We're still in May. Volatility is still kind of high. If the market starts to slow down a bit, then we'll start switching it up. But at the moment, we're still sticking to those two strategies as official strategies for the moment. All right. Thanks, Maria, for the confirmation. So lower is demand, up is supply. All right, kind of a slow market right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price real quick. Right there. We got news over here at 7:30, I believe. Yeah, there's not really much going on here. So I'll go ahead and we'll keep looking back at the areas, or keep coming back and looking at the liquidity. But at the moment, there's just nothing right now. So I'll come back to see if, that higher area gets knocked out, but does not look like it right here. So price is really just in a range right now, as you guys can see. Here's a clean chart. It's a little easier to see here. Price is pretty much ranging between these two zones, which is fine, because when price does get to that area of liquidity, it's going to be an even bigger push, because it's going to break out of that area, right? So here is the area of liquidity right here. Yeah, as you can see, price is starting to make its way back down. Probably V1 variation right there if it comes up. Yeah, it looks like it'd be a V1 variation. Yeah, Maddie said if price comes down, it'll hit. Gave some hope to the buyers, might be going on a stop hunt. I agree too, Maddie. So it's just about patience and discipline right here, guys. I'm not really looking to take anything yet until price gets to either of these areas. Let's see, Vince is asking if there was a high-low momentum scalp at 631. Yes, there was right here. Full TP on that one, Vince. This was an opening candle though, so it's a little risky to take, but it was a high-low momentum scalp. And then also there was one right here too for a buy. It's just on open and it's kind of choppy, so it's a little risky, but yeah, those are both high-low momentum scalps right there. I probably wouldn't have taken the sell, but I would have taken the buy here. But they both hit full TP if you guys caught those. It just happened a little too quick, so not one that I would necessarily be too focused on, but those are two entries there for high-low momentum scalps. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Morning. All right, so price is just going back and forth now at the moment, guys. I'll have to keep shifting between these two time frames right here. But as you guys can see, price is just going sideways. Here's a clean chart. Not really much going on. It's just a sideways moving back and forth within this range. When price does break out of the range, it's probably going to break out even further. So that's where you want to look for the liquidity as price continues to move along. There's obviously going to be new levels of liquidity here, but I'm not going to mark them up. I only mark the ones that happened from the previous day. All right, so there's nothing right here. Price is just pretty much sitting in between the pivots. So waiting for price to do something here. Let's see, the range right now is currently 200 pips. So it's nothing crazy, but it is moving a little bit. It's starting to slow down a little bit. Okay, so this is what I'm starting to see right here. As you can see, price is starting to squeeze, right? You start to see this triangle pattern right here where price starts to squeeze. It's just a squeezing consolidation. And then after this, it tends to lead to a breakout. So I actually want this to happen where the squeeze starts to continue to squeeze tighter and tighter, because as price starts to squeeze tighter and tighter into this triangle, it's just preparing for a breakout. Breakout's going to happen either direction, down or up, right? So I don't care where it breaks out, because either way we have liquidity on both sides. Preferably down here, possibly, because I want to see all these people who bought demand. I want to see them get stopped out. So whoever bought demand right here, probably expect them to get stopped out. Yeah, because the people entered from right here, and people typically don't enter from right here. They typically enter from like the next confirming candle, right? Like over here or something. And they have their stop loss down here. And they're probably still in the position. So if you ever see people buy supply and demand, they typically trade like a 1 to 3. So this is probably where their TP is right there, right? That's probably how the supply and demand traders are trading right now. You have something lined up like this. So I actually want price to come down to stop them all out. So whoever bought demand right there, I want them to get stopped out, and I want it to hit our liquidity, and I want to keep riding down lower. This is actually a better setup. Oh, there we go. This is a better setup, because now that we have people buying off the demand right here, we have more liquidity sitting right here, because we had this liquidity sitting down here from earlier. And then now we have more liquidity sitting down here because people who bought demand, their stop losses are all sitting right here. So when price comes down to this area and they get stopped out, it's going to blast right through our liquidity, and it's going to go straight to our TP, right? Let me try to calculate price again. I want to see where it's currently sitting. 33206 minus 33139. Still around that same price point, like 66. Do it one more time. Or I'll just do the math here. So let's see, 33173. If I'm gonna enter a sell stop there, minus 66. So that'd probably be the entry point right there, 33107 plus 66. Oh shit, wrong thing. Sorry guys. 33103. 33107. Let me clear that. So that'd be my entry point. Let me just start it over again. Sorry, guys. I typed in the numbers wrong. 33173 minus 66. That'd be my entry point. 33107 plus 30. And my stop loss. 33107 minus 30. That would be my see, the problem with this here is if you set a pending order and the price difference changes, you're going to get screwed. You're going to get out early, you're going to get in early, you're getting late. So it's kind of difficult to set up. I'll just set up for now, and I'll see 33107. Stop loss is at 33137. 33077. Right. So I just have myself stop waiting there just in case. I don't want to miss it if it comes down to this point. But I feel really good about if price does come down to this area right here. I do feel good about it because I see a lot of people who are entering the demand here are going to get stopped out. There's now more liquidity right here. First, there was this liquidity from pre-market, and now there's more liquidity sitting because a lot of people who entered supply and demand down here. That's what I like about knowing other people's strategies, because I just trade opposite of them, right? If you know a lot of people are trading supply and demand, just do the opposite of what they do. So that's like one thing I've been doing lately. If you guys have seen, I've been doing a lot of research lately. I've just been following other trading groups. I'm trying to see what everybody's doing. So if everybody's trading supply and demand, I'm gonna look to do the opposite of them. If you're looking to buy here, I'm looking to sell there, and then vice versa with like other strategies. I'm always trying to be like 2 steps ahead of the game, guys. So like whenever I see a majority of people trading a certain strategy, support and resistance, supply and demand, et cetera, I'm gonna look to do the opposite. So I want to see how they get stopped out, and I'm gonna make my entries where they get stopped out. So you just got to be logical with this. Like whenever you guys are trading, you can't be doing what everybody else is doing. It's that's how a lot of people get burnt out in trading, because they have a couple of wins and they have a couple of losses. But if you can learn how to do the opposite of everybody, that's the game changer there. All right, so price is coming down right here. Let me check over here, see if there's anything different. Nothing really different here. Price is right next to news price at this moment. So you can see where price rejected from earlier, rejected directly off news price. Yeah, nothing really too specific there. Just waiting for price to come down. All right, let's see. Let's see. B said, I think it's easier. I think it's. Sorry, let me just read you again. B said, I think it's easier. Way might be setting, or I think way easier. Might be way easier to be setting limits based on currency.com pricing, because it's pretty much exact MT4 price. I mean, I could check. Let me see. So let's see. You say currency.com is the same. All right, so currency.com is currently at 33,139. Yeah, you're right. No, it's pretty similar. So it looks like this used to be the case a long time ago. This is why I used to use currency.com, because price was pretty much the same. It's very similar. It is very similar. I agree with B over here. It's pretty close. I'm just curious to see if the high lows are the same or if they're different, because that might be an issue, right? I don't know. I'll have to test it, guys, but I'm still going to stick with YM. But thanks, thanks, B, for letting us know. I guess currency.com is very set. Like the pricing here is pretty much very close to FTMO. I didn't know that. It used to be like that before, and they keep changing it. It just switches around and stuff. But yeah, I guess if you want to look for pricing, you could use currency.com data. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, B. It's probably a lot easier to do it that way too. The only problem is like figuring out if the indicators have the same price points, because I know the momentum for sure doesn't have the same price points. I don't know about the high lows. They might be, they might or they might not, but I can't necessarily say for sure. But yeah, no, it's good to know. It's a good resource to have just in case, people want to trade off US30 data. They can probably use currency.com since it's the same. And that was our original data set anyways. So that data is good. It's just, I'm just too comfortable with YM now. Yeah, exactly. B said, and you could maybe just find the high or the low on the actual MT4 chart. Yeah, no, exactly. That's typically what I do too, B. I usually just draw like a little line there, and then I put it on the MT4 chart. And I just copy it over. I just don't like drawing lines on MT4. If you guys have tried it before, it's like really hard. Like I draw a line on MT4 and then I can't double click on it to edit it. And then it might just be on Mac, but yeah, on my Mac, whenever I put a horizontal line on MT4, it's like impossible to make adjustments to it. I can't even delete it sometimes. See, Maddie said he's looking for the 1 hour candle to reject off level 4 and come down. Yeah, exactly. So Maddie over here, as you guys can see on the higher time frames, there's kind of a contradicting setup here though. So you can see over here on the 1 hour, there's a rejection off the pivot. There's also a rejection off the 4 hour. The only problem here is that there's a rejection off the 30-minute on the other side too. So if this drops below it, I think price will dump pretty heavy. I think that's the case. So I would look for this 30-minute time frame right here to actually breaking close below. It has about 11 minutes left on it, so it does have some time. But if that becomes the case, then we'll probably see a drop, because we see the rejection here on pretty much all these higher time frames, 4 hour and 1 hour. As price continues to, obviously drop down lower. So my pending order is still active. I'm just waiting. I don't really want to jump into it. I I actually prefer the pending order so I don't have to like stare at the chart and worry about it. As you know, a lot of times I'll miss the entry or I'll run into some problems if that may be the case. Because I do have a problem with entering early. I know a lot of you guys do as well. It's a common issue for a lot of people, entering trades before you're supposed to. And then having a pending order like that at the exact price point pretty much helps you and makes all the difference there. So price hasn't filled yet. It's getting really close to it. Mine hasn't filled yet, guys. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. My MT4 price, I mean, it's close to it, but it has not filled yet. Yeah, not in the position yet, guys. So I went in I put my pending order at these prices right here. Has not filled yet. So what I see right here is I see the market kind of messing with people at the moment. It's kind of making it seem like it's going to bounce again, but I think if the breakout happens, it's just going to blast right through. There's a pivot scalp right here, just hit full TP. Thanks, CJ, for mentioning that. So CJ over there identified a pivot scalp and it went straight to his profit target. Still hasn't, I don't know, hasn't filled for, okay, that's filled for me now, I think. Let's see. All right, so price came down from right there. See where it's currently at. Volume just kind of died down a bit. There it goes, price drops further. I'm just watching my trading view. I want to make sure that I keep track of like where it's pushing to. So it might push to that next area of liquidity down below. Let's see. See those higher time frames again. Let's see where it's touching up. All right, so that 30 right there actually looks fine. 30 just needs to drop a little lower and then close. If it closes below there, it has about like 9 minutes left on the candle though. Blasted right through. Move my stop loss and profit, guys. Full TP, 6,000 on that trade. Fuck yeah. There we go. I got almost 7,000 on that trade. There we go, man. Told you guys, liquidity. That's all you needed. And that slippage is like blasted through my thing. That's crazy. Perfect. See, you don't really do too much right there. Got that pending, where the, nah, no way. Okay, cool. I thought my FTMO number 2 didn't copy it because I looked at my copier and it showed all profit except for my FTMO number 2. Blasted right through it, got some slippage in my favor, did exactly what I said was going to happen, right? So this is why I don't trade supply and demand, right? I just showed you guys exactly why I don't trade supply and demand. Whoever trades supply and demand right here just got stopped out, and we did the opposite and we made money on their loss. So I don't trade what everybody trades, guys. If people are trading supply and demand, not to say that it doesn't work, but I'm going to do the opposite of you guys. So you guys saw that I identified this area as a supply and demand area. It kind of gave people some hope right here that price was going to push up, came right back down and stopped them right out. And I was just waiting for that to happen. And works for us. So I'm gonna keep doing what works for us, guys. I know a lot of people like to come on here and criticize the way I trade, but whatever, I'm making money. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You guys can keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, exactly. Like Jonathan said right there, one good trade done for the day. Thank you, Sean. Definitely. So guys, a huge profit right there. I wanted to draw down a little bit, that retracement. It kind of got me a little worried. So I was going to move my stop loss in profit. I did move it in profit, but it just blasted right through my TP. Knocked out liquidity right there. And then it also knocked out liquidity down there too. So that's why I mark up different levels of liquidity, because you can see the target area right there. So huge profit right there across my accounts. Man, this has been a great week. It's been a great month. I've been doing the testing for this strategy, guys. There hasn't been one loss for the entire month of May. That's crazy. So I wish I was doing this like earlier in the month, because I could just take one trade and I'll be solid. But I'm glad that we're on it now. So there we go. I'm going to post up my profits. Let me just take a quick screenshot of this. So I knew that was going to hit. I actually like when that happens. So like whenever it doesn't hit right away, I like waiting for it because that kind of tells me, okay, this is probably what's going to happen. And then we have a confluence of other people's strategy, and we use that to our advantage. So yeah, if you guys are applying any other strategies, let me know so I can trade the complete opposite of what you guys are doing. I'm always doing research, guys. So like whatever the market does, I'm always looking for ways to outsmart the market. So like if I'm looking at a lot of people trading certain strategies, I'm gonna look at how am I gonna enter on the opposite side. And the perfect thing about that is that you can use liquidity in so many different ways, right? Whether it doesn't have to be supply and demand, it can be like support resistance, it can be what's that thing people use? Fibonacci retracements. Like you could have done a Fibonacci retracement here and look where people entered, and then you could have done the opposite. So yeah, I'm actually like signing up to another guy's, or one of these big YouTubers is his mentorship. So I want to see what they're doing, and I'm gonna do the complete opposite of them. So we got a lot of profits on the way, guys, because I'm like literally like scoping other people's strategies, and I want to engineer ways to do the opposite of them. So it's gonna be exciting, guys. It's gonna be cool. Once I figure out what they're doing, I'm just gonna figure out how to trade opposite of them, which is gonna be liquidity. Edwin's asking how big is stop and how big is TP. It's right there on the screen. Edwin, it's right here. It's 30-30. It's 1-to-1. It's the same one that we did yesterday. We do this every day on the open. So for this specific strategy, it's 30-30, but the other ones are 10-30 because there's quick scalps. These are like a bigger move. All right. Nice. Maddie just passed his challenge. So nice work, Maddie. New challenge on the way for Maddie over here. So great work right there, Maddie. You know, the best part about that trade is that there was like almost little to no drawdown. So it was perfect. Let me check my MFFs real quick. All right. Most of my MFFs are the same profit except for one account. It's only off by a little bit, but I did get full profit on that trade, thankfully. Finally, MFF gave me full profit. Yeah, definitely. Maddie said graduated yesterday, funded today. Perfect timing, definitely. Congrats, Maddie. So yeah, another congrats to Maddie. He just graduated yesterday from college. Got funded today. Everything's starting to look up, Maddie. All right, guys, let's look for other entries here. I'm gonna clean this up. I don't need this anymore. So I'm pretty much done with liquidity for the day. I mean, there's other areas right here. Next area of liquidity is going to be down here. It's about like 900 pips away. And the next area of liquidity up here is pretty far off. Liquidity to the upside is about 1,700 pips, super far away. So I don't think liquidity is going to get hit anytime soon. I mean, if you guys want to keep looking at liquidity, that's fine. I'll keep an eye out over here for some high-low momentum scalps. So there's a high-low momentum scalp here that's pending, guys, but it was a bit of a choppy move to the upside. I think the candle is also a little big, so I don't know if it's one that I would, never mind. The candle didn't close, so there's no entry right there. I was waiting for it to close, did not close, so there's no entry. And now you got to wait for another opportunity here, which is all good. Yeah, it was a possible entry right there if there was a buy signal that closed, but it didn't close. So no entry there, guys. Now it's got to wait for the next one. All right, let me go and push or send in my profits for the day. All right, that slippage was perfect. All right, guys, so here's my profits for the day. Here's my main FTMO account. You can see the green strip there. I let it run to full TP. Total profit of about 7,000 off that trade. I was supposed to make 6,000, but slippage worked out in my favor. Made 6,940 on this trade. Here is my FTMO number 2, total profit of 6,740 for the day. Here's my MFF number 1, total profit of 3,070. My MFF number 2, total profit of 3,070. And my MFF number 3, total profit of 3,020. So pretty smooth win right there. That's what I like about the liquidity, because like if you do take that one trade, you're pretty much set for the day, because you pretty much, in equivalent, you would have taken like 3 trades, 3 regular scalps. But yeah, no, I mean, it worked out perfectly for us there. So great work, guys. If you guys have profit to post up, feel free to send them in, and then I will cover them, and then we'll continue moving on with some more entries for the day. So solid work there, guys. And then another reminder, guys, we will be having the mentoring session today at 2 o'clock. If you guys want to have it earlier or later, just let me know. Actually, I can't have it later. I can do it earlier. So just let me know if you guys want me to have it earlier. We can make adjustments. But yeah, our mentoring session today will be at 2 o'clock. I got stuff to do after, so we're probably going to run for about an hour. So just make sure that you guys come ready with questions, or if you guys don't have questions, it's just going to be a short session. So any questions, come through, and we'll pretty much, help with whatever you guys need help with. So, all right, some more profits over here from the rest of the group. So we have Dave over here. Dave locked in a total profit of 82.22 for the day. A nice profit right there. And definitely Dave said these liquidity pushes are fire. He and this is his personal account, so it's crazy. He's adding up here. Normally he'll be making like maybe 10, 20, 30 bucks off this liquidity push. Made 80 bucks, so times 3 off that trade there. Let me see if there's anything else over here. We have Deswell, total profit of 7,372 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. Let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, Deswell said nice day, 7,300. Let's see what else we got over here. We got Wesley over here, total profit of 2,205 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Wesley. Looks like he double dipped into that liquidity push. Here's Nick over here. Nick said got in a bit early, but got out quick and got in on that liquidity push right there. Movement wasn't amazing, so that's why he pulled out early. Total profit of 1,510 for the day. Nice work, Nick. Great profit right there. We got Jonathan over here, total profit of 1,041 for the day. Straight win off that liquidity push. Great work, Jonathan. And we got Nathan over here, total profit of 1,230 for the day. Full TP on that move. Nice work, Nathan. All right, solid. So great work right there. We got Maddie over here, total profit of 1,090 off that trade. Maddie said he's up 5.5% for the week. Sent all his trades for the week. All Kodi Kai based entries, pass verification in 3 days, now fully funded. Definitely, Maddie. So huge congrats to Maddie, just graduated now. He's got his funded account. Solid work there. Andrew over here said took an accidental loss, stupid mouse. So yeah, Andrew over here accidentally entered early, and then he got kicked out of the trade a little early, but he bounced right back off that straight liquidity push, full TPs right here. Total profit of 1,620 for the day. Nice work, Andrew. Yeah, you're solid too, Andrew. You're going to be funded pretty soon. I know we were talking about it. You have like maybe 2 more good days, and you're pretty much done. So we got a lot of people getting funded this month with us here in the group, guys. I think the strategy that I showed to you guys is making a huge game changer, because you guys are pretty much making triple your normal winnings off of one trade. So yeah, he's away by 4,200. So that's about like, 2, 3, or 4 more good trading days, and you're pretty much solid. We got Vincent over here, total profit of 1,590 off that liquidity push, full TP right there. Nice work, Vincent. And then we got Nelly over here, total profit of 5,274 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Nelly. Nice work, everybody, guys. If there's more profits that you guys have to share, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we will continue on with our analysis for today. There's no entries right now, but we'll be looking. Let's see, one more trade over here from Kip. Or one more account. Kip locked in a total profit of 3,289 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Kip. All right, guys, so great work so far. We're still looking for entries here, so don't worry, we're not done trading. We're just looking for anything else that may come along our way. There's no lower lows and there's no higher highs. So there's no high-low momentum scalps coming up anytime soon. We'll be looking, but we're not going to force anything here. Just keep that in mind, guys. Whenever you guys are trading, don't force anything. Make sure that you guys are taking things easy and you're only taking quality entries. There's no need to force anything. Just keep that in mind. All right, let me just scroll up real quick. I want to see if I missed anything over here as we continue to move along. Nice, guys. Yeah, you guys went crazy in the Zoom over here. I'm just looking at, yeah, Lex caught it, Vince caught it, full TP, Dan caught it, said good, got it, great stuff, Sean. Jonathan said beautiful. Maddie said Sean with the LU. MJ said that was dope. Ray said caught it with a partial profit. Stern said amazing. Jonathan said I was working on my homework to distract myself from looking at the screen. Probably a good idea. That was why I kind of switched to the bigger screen. So like I saw the trade was going to fill here on the liquidity chart, and I went over to the big chart to see if that confirmation was going to play out. So I was looking for the 30-minute here to breaking close past the past the pivots, because I marked it up over here. Nice rejection on the 1, rejection on the 4, and this 30-minute was really what I was looking at. But in reality, I was looking up here at the 1 minute. I was trying to see if my order was going to fill. So yeah, sometimes when you guys take these liquidity pushes, it's kind of better to just distract yourself with something else, so that you guys don't get the FOMO of pulling out too early or the FOMO of entering too early. Other than that, there's no entries for us right now at the moment. There's a high low right here. There's no lower low, so there's no entry for us to take at the specific moment. DeAndre said, if you made MFF your leader account, would your profits be bigger on MFF? I don't think so, DeAndre, because MFF is still laggy. I actually didn't even get the slippage here on my profits. So if you see over here on my MFF, it still was like about the same. The slippage was actually better that it was a copier, because it executed later. So I've tried it before where I've made MFF my main account, and it doesn't make a difference. It still sucks. Their execution times are just a little worse, and their spreads are a little wider. So they're not super far behind from FTMO, but they aren't great. So I wouldn't risk it. I'd stick with the FTMO as your main account. And then, just treat MFF as extra profits. That's what I do. I don't really care. As long as they pay me out, I'm fine with them. So I don't really have too many complaints aside from I'm getting kind of like cut from a few profits that I should have. Scrolling down real quick. Let's see. CJ said, forgot to change my TP stop loss to 30-30. So I have 1,000 to go before I get funded. Man, it's all good, CJ. It's one more trade. Karen said goal met, MT4 closed. Thanks, Sean. Trailed that push past the TP. Nice work, Karen. So you made even more right there. Yeah, definitely, Maddie. Saw your message right there too. All right. Let's see. Edwin said, how do you recommend we risk with each trade? You should risk not more than 3%, Edwin. I mean, depending on your trade, you should be risking about like 1 to 1.5%. Typically for all my trades, I risk about 1 to 1.5%. For other trades like this liquidity push, since it's a big trade, I risk a little more because I go for a bigger push, and a lot of times it can just be my only entry for the day. So like, for example, I think I risked 1.5% on that too. Let me see. So 200,000 divided by, sorry, did the math wrong. Smaller number first. 3,000, or sorry, 6,000 divided by 200,000. So for me, I'm risking about 3%. Normally I'm risking half of this. So for the most part, I'm typically risking at 1.5%. But the reason why I'm risking 3% is because I'm very confident in my trading, right? If I'm confident, I can risk more because I don't ever expect to lose. If you guys ever see me trade, I never expect to lose. So I'm okay with risking 3% because if I lose one trade, then I'm pretty much done for the day. And that's usually how I treat the market. So for me, I can take on higher risk because I have the discipline to just stop trading if I ever lose a trade. For other people, they don't. So if you over trading or revenge trading is your problem, you should be risking no more than 1.5%. Because if you're risking that much, you can lose like, 3 trades before you have to call it a day. So for me, my discipline is a bit higher than a lot of other people. I can risk 3% because my max loss for the day is 5%. So if I lose a trade, I'm usually just done. I just leave a cushion there in case, some slippage happens. But yeah, exactly. Maddie said one good trade. So for the most part, I risk 3%. For you, Edwin, it seems like you're not comfortable. So you should probably be risking like 1.5%, if not less. So, I mean, depends on the trader. I can't tell you exactly how much to risk because If I tell someone too small of a risk, they're not going to listen to me. Or if I tell someone too high of a risk, they're not going to listen to me either. Or even if I tell them the proper risk, they're not going to listen to me no matter what. So I'll tell you what I'm doing, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should be doing the same thing. You know, I've been trading live with you guys for years. There's a lot of people who ask like a direct question like that, how much should I risk? And they don't listen to anything I say. They still do whatever they want. So yeah, you shouldn't be risking more than 1.5% unless you're like really confident about the trade. My rule with trading is that if I ever have a loss, I'm pretty much done for the day. And you guys will see that I rarely ever have a loss because I'm very confident with my trading. But if I do have a loss, it's a pretty hefty loss. So that's why I just got to call it a day because I can't over risk more than what I can. So let me see if there's anything else here that I am missing. Vince is asking V1 variation at 651. 651. Yes, so there's a V1 variation right here, Vince, but I don't know if it's in the direction of the trend because I think the trend here was bearish, right? Or I don't know, it's kind of mixed. Because if you're applying the V1 variation, Vince, you have to like confirm the overall bias. So let's take a look at the fundamentals right now. Fundamentals are currently 94 points in the green, so they're pretty much bullish neutral. Sentiment over here is not very strong, so you can't really use this right now. And the technicals over here are, well, they were bearish at the time. So I see the entry right here. Price was actually bearish. So at this point right here, I probably wouldn't have taken the buy there for a V1 variation. I would take a sell though. There's a sell that just came up right now. I didn't take it, but there's a V1 variation right there for a sell. I actually would have taken this one right here because the bias right now is a sell, or it's, so this is hard. It's hard to tell, Vince, because the fundamentals here are bullish. So we can't use sentiment. This is neutral. The fundamentals are bullish and the technicals here are bearish. So the problem with this here is that there's no overall bias, right? This is bearish and this is bullish. You don't really have a bias. I mean, technically, if that's the case, you can trade in both directions because price can really go either way, but you're technically gambling if you're doing that because you do want to have a bias in the market. So right now there's no bias. So I wouldn't take any entries right now except for high level momentum scalps. That's the only entry that I would take, only strategy I would take, because that one doesn't require bias. V1 variations require bias. Momentum scalps require bias. Everything requires bias for the most part. So it just becomes a little risky. It is a V1 variation though, so don't get that wrong. It is V1 variation, but because there's no bias, it's something I personally wouldn't take. Yeah, no problem, Vince, for sure. Maddie said percentage in pips over profits. I even go even further than that, guys. Like my ideology with trading is wins over anything, right? Like it doesn't matter if it's a partial profit. Like if you don't feel comfortable about a position, like for me, I just aim for the wins. I don't look at any percentages. I don't look at any profits. I just make sure I win that trade. If I win that trade, then I'm going to make profits either way, right? So what Maddie said is right. You know, look at percentage in pips over like monetary value, like number of profits. But for me, I just focus on winning. That's all I want to do. Like I want to be the best at this scalping thing. So I'm just looking to win, you know, whatever can increase my win rate. Perfect. Because if you keep winning and you don't lose, the profits are going to come. It's like inevitable. You're going to make profits regardless. And that's why, you know, I stick to that game plan. Let's see. Kip over here said, I want my mentees to take the trade for full TP and stop loss set per strategy. If the dollar risk scares them, then I like them to reduce lot size. I never recommend adjusting risk in pips. We also evaluate success in pips, not in profit. Yeah, exactly, Kip. 100%. I agree with Kip 100%. Yeah, Kip said, okay, I agree. Winning and not losing is priority. I mean, Kip's a prime example. Look at Kip's account. His profits are all over the place, but he's winning every single trade. So like Kip's like a perfect example of that, right? Because Kip here has been using a trailing stop, but he has all wins here. So if you guys are in the Zoom, this is Kip who's talking right now in the Zoom. This is you know, he pretty much leads by example. He just wins every single trade. Profits are going to come either way, and you can see how they add up there for Kip's account. Let's see. Essa is asking if this is a high low. So it was a high low, but it was kind of hard to tell because this previous candle right here looks like it might have closed below. Unless you zoomed in really closely, Essa, like right there, you would see it. Because it was like kind of hard to see. Like when I was looking at it from a distance, I didn't really see that it was above it. I thought it closed below it already. Yeah, if you look closely, and if you're looking far away, it's kind of hard to tell. But yes, this was a high level momentum scalp. Sorry, guys, I missed that trade because I didn't really look at it. I thought this was closing below it. But this candle here did close below. And then Essa and Madhu actually both caught it. Yeah, Maddie said that high level momentum was a nice move. It was. So if you guys caught it, great. Sorry if I know I wasn't able to catch it for you guys. I really thought this candle here closed below, but it didn't. So this candle right here would have been the high level momentum scalp. And that would have been the full TP right there. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to count it as a trade. I'm only counting trades that I take myself. And this one here wasn't one of them. So yeah, I just want to be transparent with you guys. The only trades that I count are the trades that I personally take myself. There's going to be a ton of entries on here, but I'm not going to take all of them. There's going to be reasons why I don't take certain trades. And there's going to be some trades right here that I just miss because of the candle movement. Sometimes the candle movement isn't as smooth as it usually is. So yeah, Tyler caught it. Madhu caught it. Essa said, good. I thought I was in FOMO because I zoomed in, but I still wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, no, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm glad that you guys caught it there. About like 3 or 4 people caught this trade right here for a high level momentum scalp. So as you guys can see, this strategy still works very well. It's just that it doesn't come up very often. It comes up, just not like super often. So you just got to be patient and wait for the strategy to actually play out. Price is also in a range right here, so it's kind of risky. Where price kind of bounces in between this area here. Yeah, CJ said it's a lot of high-low momentums popping up today. I guess it's making up for not showing for the past few days. It really is, CJ. That's the case. So like a lot of the times, this is what happens with a lot of people. They have a strategy, and if it doesn't come up for like 2 or 3 days, they just ditch it and they do a new strategy. This strategy still works. It's perfectly fine. It's just you have to wait for the actual entries to come up. They don't come up as often, but as they used to. But when they do come up, they still hit. So. Yeah, and Martha said she didn't take it because of the range. And that's a good idea, Martha. If you don't feel comfortable trading in a range, that's completely fine. I'm the same way. The range here is it's a bit wider though. So for example, if the range was like really tight down here, Martha, I for sure wouldn't take the trade. But sometimes you'll get a big range like this. So some people are off the fence. Some people want to take it when it's like this wide, and some people want to just hold off. But it's just, it's just a little different. It's just everyone has a different preference for like how wide they want the range and how low they want it. All right, let me check the YouTube real quick. Sorry, guys, there's a lot of messages here. Thanks, guys. Everyone said good trade, good trade. Nick caught it. Yeah, I saw his profits there. Glenn said he pulled out early because he doesn't have a quick trade manager. It's all good. Made profit there. Satyam said he took the 2v1s. They worked, and now he's done for the day. Nice work, Satyam. Glenn said, I noticed there's no TP stop loss marked up on the chart, so I had to close it early just in case. Yeah, I wasn't on the chart at the time, or you couldn't see the TP stop loss. So that's why Glenn closed out early. It's all good. You still made profit on it, Glenn, so that's all that matters. See, Barty over here said, Sean, your liquidity push had how much TP stop loss? It was 300. It's always 300 for the initial liquidity push. If you guys take any future liquidity pushes, just go for 100. But for the initial one, I typically go for 300. So 300 pips or 30 points, however you want to identify it as. Let's see. Barty said he just switched to TFT. Man, this site is so much free. Sean, do check it out, bro. Price never lags. I took the broker purple trading. Yeah, I mean, I could probably take a look at that, Barney. I see a lot of mixed reviews on the funded trader on TFT. I don't know if anybody else here uses TFT. So I've known about TFT since like they were even a company, like when they were just like in talks of becoming a company. They had a lot of problems before, like they didn't really work for scalpers. I don't remember what the problems were, but I think initially like they had problems with spread, execution times, and their fees were like very high. They might have changed by now. It's been like what, 2 years since they started, so they've probably gotten better. But I don't know anybody else who's currently using TFT. If anybody in this group uses the funded trader or TFT, if you have any input with scalping, go ahead and chime in. Because I'm still looking for other funding companies to use, but a lot of funding companies are not good with scalpers. The moves are just too fast, and they don't like scalpers because like the scalper will make money, but the copier won't, because they have like certain precautions set up where they just can't execute as fast as the actual move. Let's see, Kip said going back to measuring success. One day last week, Maddie probably posted 0 trades for the day because the strategy didn't play out that day. And today he passed another challenge on that same strategy. Yeah, exactly, Kip, 100%. That's really what it is, guys. I mean, it's really key that you guys understand that. Like, just stick to one strategy. Find one strategy that you like, and then stick to it. I mean, that's all that really matters. Because I have like 30 strategies here, so they all work. It's just finding one that works and then sticking to it. If there's no entries, just skip it. If there is, then take them. Gotcha, Barty. Yeah, Barty said everything is good now, no commission, and spread is only 1.8. It's pretty solid. Yeah, so maybe I'll take a look at some point in the future, Barty, because I am looking to add more accounts to my copier. I just need to make sure that they accept my copier as well. Yeah, Kip said TFT is using different brokers again. They had gotten their own broker and it was really bad. They also had a lot of rules that didn't work well for Kodi Kai. They didn't allow copy trading. They didn't execute on scalping. Yeah, so Kip here has experience with them already, so maybe they've changed, but Kip said they were really bad before. They didn't allow for copy. If they don't allow for copy trading, then I for sure can't use them, because I'm not gonna ditch my FTMO for another funding company. Unless they want to give me like 5 mil or 10 mil in like funding, then okay, but nah, I'm good. I'm where I'm at right now. But I'll take a look, Barty. Thanks for the heads up. I'll take a look, and I don't know, I'll see if anybody else is using them. But that's my worry, Kip. I'm gonna go and do TFT. I get funded with them, and as soon as I get funded, they put me on some BS server where so that's the thing too, Barty. So the thing that you need to make sure is that you get funded first, because right now you're using purple trading as your broker, but when you're funded, they might switch you to their own broker. That's like the bait and switch right there. They let you have a good challenge, and then as soon as you get funded, they put you on their BS server, and then now you're screwed. So yeah, once you get funded with them, Barty, let me know, and we'll maybe I'll give them a try. That's what TFF did to me. They got me. I got funded with them like twice, like super quick. As soon as I got funded, they put me on their own server, and then I couldn't even scalp anymore. A question from D. D's asking, "Hey Sean, can you go over the trade that everyone jumped in on?" I think it's that was the liquidity push, D. So the trade that we took there was liquidity push. So I can't really pull it up right now because it's, let me see if I can, I'll show you an example. So let me just, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more liquidity pushes, guys. So I'm just going to go over here. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to pop into the chat. I don't see any other entries coming up over here. Give me 1 second, D, because I think there might be a high-low momentum scalp coming up right here. So we currently have a lower low right here. Price is attempting to break and close past the pivots 1 and 2. If price breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 here with a buy signal, then it's technically going to be an entry for a high-low momentum scalp. So that's like one entry that's possibly coming up there. We'll see if this candle here ends up closing. However, everything here is pretty much bearish, so I don't think it's one I would take anyways. If you guys want to take it, just be a little careful with this entry here, because price is very bearish with regard to the trend. I know the trend isn't really relevant, but it is relevant to me personally, because I don't like taking trades when the bias is super strong in the opposite direction. Trend bias is strong, but the fundamentals are still bullish, I believe. They're not very strong, but they are up 63 points. So if you guys want to take this trade here, make sure that you wait for the candle to actually close. and make sure that it actually closes with the signal there, because if you guys enter too early or too late, then you might get into an entry that's not actually there. All right, so our market up for you guys right there. There's news coming up right here at 7:30 as well. Let's put an alert there for you guys. I'm not in this position, guys, so just, you know, heads up. So to mark it up for you guys so you guys don't miss it. Yeah, as I said, I don't like this one, to be honest. Yeah, I don't like it either because it's against the trend. The trend is very strong for a sell right now on the 1 minute, 5, 10, 4 hour. And there's just no there's no confluences here really indicating the push to the upside, right? Like if I got a bottom wick rejection off like the higher time frames or even the lower time frames, then I feel a little more confident about it. And like Kip mentioned, there's also low volume. Yeah, the volume here is starting to die down. As you guys can see, the volume here just gets lower and lower. So it's really high here on open, kind of flattened out a little bit, picked up a little bit, lowered a little bit. And it just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Not to say that this is not going to hit, but it's not one that I would personally take myself. As I mentioned, I like to trade in the direction of a bias. And right now the bias, there's not really much of a bias right now with regard to everything. Right, we have a trend bias, which is bearish. We have a fundamental bias, which is somewhat bullish. And then we have retail sentiment here, which there's no bias. It's pretty much neutral. So not exactly one that I would personally want to take myself. So let's go back to D's question over here. So D was asking about the high liquidity push. You know, what I might have to do here is, all right, so just give me a second, D, and then we'll because I want to make sure that this here gets hit first, so you're not like confused with the line right there. I forgot the line carries over to other time frames. We'll just wait for this to hit its profit target, and then I'll go and show you the example of the entry that we took this morning. Again, if you guys want to have another review of like that specific strategy, just make sure to attend the mentoring session later today. I can go over different days where the entry came up. For the entire month of May, there hasn't been any losses. So like literally the entire month, straight wins for the liquidity pushes on open. So I'll go over some examples of that this morning or later this afternoon. And then again, if you guys want to review that strategy, I've pretty much been covering it every day for the past 2 weeks now. So every morning that strategy is applied. If you want to watch the previous live session, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. Just make sure you subscribe to our notifications so that you are notified every time we go live. And then also every mentoring session here for the past 4 weeks, I've covered that strategy. So if you guys haven't been to the mentoring sessions, it's really important that you guys attend these sessions if you guys want to learn what we're doing. Because the market is evolving and I'm adapting with the market every day. I'm always looking for what people are doing and I'm looking how to do the opposite of what they're doing so that we can continue to win. Looks like that trade hit. So if you guys took the high-low momentum scalp, it just hit right there for a full TP. I'll put in the group right here so that you guys are aware that the trade hit. I know some of you guys wait for me to give that update before you guys exit a trade, which is not really a good idea, but some of you guys like to do that. So yeah, you guys should already have your TP and stuff set up so like you guys can pull out when necessary. All right, so some more profits over here from Deswell. Deswell's currently at 8,189 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. 8,000 for the day, solid. We've got, I think that's about it. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. You know, every day I showcase everyone's profits. So if you guys want to be posted on our social media, our YouTube, Instagram, etc., just post up your profits, and I'll give you a shout out later with your profits. Here's Nelly over here, total profit of 5,982 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Nelly. Looks like you took the buyer over there earlier last night, or pre-market actually. And then you took the trades right here. You just took the sell earlier actually at 712. Took the V1 variation, it looks like, or no, the pivot scalp, sorry. Yeah, he took this pivot scalp entry right here to full TP. Right there, total profit about 6,000 for the day. Nice work, Nelly. All right, guys. So other than that, let me show D his example over here for this here. Deswell said, thanks, Sean, done for the day. Time to go to my real job. Yes, so Deswell here is actually a pilot, so he's gonna go fly his plane now. So all right, Deswell, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Kip said that, okay, that momentum did hit, but I still don't like it. Yeah, same here, Kip. If you don't feel comfortable out of position, just don't don't take it. All right, Van Hartwig, he took the trade too, and he's done for the day. So all right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Maria's quick question is asking, why didn't you refresh liquidity zones after the market opens? Because that's what I call greed, right? If you guys are starting to force trades, that's when like you start to get greedy. So for me personally, I don't update the liquidity zones after, because all the zones that you mark up pre-market, they're pretty much established, right? They're established from the previous day. So if you start to mark up zones from that specific session that you're trading in, you're just getting greedy because you're looking for more opportunities that aren't really there, because the ones from the previous day are already established. Like those can't be refuted, right? Those stop losses that are placed are from people who entered trades from the previous day. Majority of people who trade are day traders and swing traders, right? You don't see too many scalpers out there, at least not scalpers that are actually successful. There's like a good handful of scalpers out there that can actually do what we do here every day, but there's not too many of them. So like the reason why I mark up liquidity from the previous day is because I'm pretty much identifying where everyone's stop losses are from that previous day. Because if you trade like a previous from yesterday, you're going to get stopped out within 24 hours. So that's why I mark up all of the liquidity zones, because all those people are pretty much marked up or in a position, their stop losses are going to get hit. It's either their stop loss is going to get hit or their profit target's going to get hit. Most of the time, it's someone's stop loss. So that's why I try to identify where all the stop losses are, so that the next day or the day that's about to open, I can pretty much catch their wipeout. So as they get wiped out, I make profit off their losses. So that's the main reason why I do that, Maria. Medusa, appreciate it, Sean. I'm done. Definitely, Medusa. We'll see you back here tomorrow. So RID, hope you're still here. Sorry, we kind of went all over the place right now with all these questions, but I'm going to answer your question now. So the strategy that we applied for that early morning trade was the liquidity push. There's no specific video in the course explaining the strategy. The strategy is very risky if you don't know what you're doing. So I don't like teaching it to people. I'll apply it myself and I'll show you guys how I do it, but I'm not going to teach it as an official strategy. It's going to be an official strategy that we're applying, but not one that I'm officially teaching, because a lot of people tend to screw this up. Like with what Maria said right here, she was asking why I don't mark up these zones or these liquidity areas after the market is open. I tell people this all the time, but people still mark them up because they get greedy. They think it's so easy to apply, and they end up, biting off more than they can chew. So what I do here, D, is I basically go from the daily to the 8 hour, to the 4 hour, to the 2 hour, to the 1 hour. I basically go half time frames moving on. So the daily to the 8 hour, half of that is 4 hour, half of that is 2 hour, half of that is 1 hour, half of that is 30, half of that is 15. And the last one I go to is the 10. From there, that's pretty much it. So I'll go over here. I'll start with the daily time frame. I'll turn on my high-low indicator, and I'm going to mark up these high lows that have not been tested, but they have to be established. So for example, right here, this high low, I'm not going to mark up because it's too close to price. Price needs to push at least like 4 or 5 candles before it can be established. So this one right here hasn't been tested. I'm going to mark that up. 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 Again, over here, I'm going to mark this up, this, and this up here. As you can see, these stop loss areas have not been tested. Some of these go far back to like 2022. Like this one over here was established on April 22nd of 2022, and it has not been tested yet. So once I'm done with that, I go down to the 8 hour. I do the same thing. Mark up untested high lows, because this is typically where people's stop losses are sitting. Whoever enters a trade typically puts their stop loss at the previous swing, and I'm just looking to catch their wipeout. So right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. A lot of these lower zones are not going to get touched also with these higher zones, but I just mark them up for visualization purposes. I like to see different areas of liquidity. so that I have an idea of what to look out for if and when price reaches, a certain area. 2 hour, 1 hour. All right, what did Thinkorswim send me? All right, I'll check that in a little bit. Let me just continue on with the markups here. Marked up right there. Now I go down to the 30-minute. And I do this every morning, D. So I'm not sure if you've been on the live sessions lately, but if you review any of the live sessions, I do this every day on market open. Or not market open, but like I typically get on like 10 or 20 minutes before market open. And then I mark these up at the very beginning of the session so that you guys have them. Looks good right there. All right, now down to the 10-minute. This is really what's important, the 10-minute time frame. This is what matters because this is typically what's going to what we're going to use. But again, like I mentioned, I like using the higher ones just because. All right, so everything's marked up here. Basically, what we're looking for is for price to come down to this area. And then as soon as it touches that area, we look to enter the short position for 300 pips. So this is the strategy that we took here. Price came down a little bit, retraced up a little bit, came back down, and then it finally came down right here and filled our order, went into profit, and then blasted right through the full TP. So that's the strategy that we applied right there, D. It's the liquidity push. We only take this one on open. There's other entries that you can take. There's like multiple other entries, but for the most part, this is the main one that we take. All right. Thanks, Kenny. Kenny sent me a link. Let me see what you sent me, Kenny. All right, here goes Biden, guys. So probably a good time to sit out of the market. It's everybody's favorite president, Biden. He's going to make his remarks on the debt ceiling negotiations. So this is big, guys, because the debt ceiling just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. Obviously, we're in some deep debt right now. If the debt gets higher, they're going to increase inflation, increase rates. It's not good for the economy. So leave that alone right there. It's Kenny's favorite president, Joe Biden. And he's still not on there. He's probably going to take a while. So he's supposed to talk right now. He's probably not going to come on for like another 30 minutes. He usually takes a while to get on the mic. Bro, what you guys said last time. He's probably in the back finishing his ice cream or something. He's not on there yet, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't want to be political with you guys, but you guys know how everybody feels about Biden. Sleepy Joe. Yeah, no, I'm messing with you, Kenny. Yeah, no, Kenny said, BS. Yeah. All right. So there's no entries for us right now, guys. I'm still looking for anything here that may come up. If something does come up, I'll let you guys know. I'll mark it up for you guys. But with Biden speaking shortly, you probably want to be a bit careful because you really don't know what he's going to say. He could say something good in the market and still do something completely opposite. I feel like a lot of people use Biden as an indicator now. Like when Trump was president, when he would say something, everybody would buy. But when Biden speaks, whatever he says, people typically just sell because it just doesn't make sense sometimes what he says, or it's just he contradicts what he says a lot of the times. So yeah, he's not on the calendar, so I don't know when he's going to speak, but he's supposed to speak right now. Yeah, I don't see him on the calendar here at all. It's just a random press conference. But thanks, Kenny, for letting us know. Hey, Brock, how's it going? All right, so looking at current price right here, guys, it's super flat. I think the reason why people are out of the market is because they realize Biden is speaking. So you can see right here, it's literally flat. Nothing's happening. All the candles, they just froze. I think the main reason is because people started to realize that Biden is going to speak. It's usually not a good indicator for the market. So yeah, the volatility here pretty much just died down. Everyone just pulled out. They're just waiting. Yeah, it's just said a good time to leave the profit as it is. Yeah, because you can see here the volume is died down completely. Volume was actually very high over here, and it's like super flat now on these last candles. Each candle right here is moving about not even 100 pips. Like it's not even moving at all. Yeah, I think we're all thinking the same thing. Everyone's kind of like, oh crap, Biden's going to speak, so they don't want to be in the position. They're kind of scared. All right, Esther, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. So guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I don't see any other entries coming up right here, right now. If I see something come up, I'll mark it up for you guys and maybe take it depending on how it looks. But with Biden speaking right now, I'm probably going to sit out. I'm pretty happy with my profits for the day so far. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my profits for the day. So let me just add up my profits for the day. You guys can see what I locked in off that one trade. I just took one trade with you guys. I locked in 6,940, 6,740, 370, 3070, 3020. So total profit of 22,800. I didn't realize I locked in that much, guys. I'm pretty shocked myself that I locked in that much off that one trade. So hopefully we can keep doing this every day, you know, even if it's just one trade. Because it's a pretty solid profit. And then, you know, losses are going to come, losses coming, they happen, guys. So like if there happens to be a loss that comes up anytime from now until anytime in the future, just, you know, bounce off that and then keep going. Because as long as you guys use proper risk, you should be able to bounce back from it. I'm pretty heavy in profit for this week so far. So pretty much good. Like if anything happens, you know, I'll bounce back from it either way. I've done the testing and there hasn't been very many back-to-back losses anyway. So I think it should be solid. The only time that I've seen losses, guys, from April was when there was heavy news, either right before or right after. So just something to keep in mind, because when that happens, I'm just going to make sure that I'm aware of that, so that if we have big news before, right before, right after, it's going to affect the market. So we'll you know, we'll keep playing with it and see where it goes. See, we got Barack over here. So good morning, Sean. Took a few aftermarket open, successfully managed. But I'm going to stay for Biden to confuse the market for now. Stay out to confuse the market for now. So Barack over here is currently up 7,553 for the day. Nice work, Barack. All right, guys, solid work. I'm glad the profit today kind of carried over, because yesterday I only had like, I think 2,000 profit. So today just pretty much made up for that. Maria said, Kenny, you were so pending on him that I believe you left. Kenny said, Kenny definitely loves Biden. Kenny said, do they give him a treat for finding the podium? I mean, I don't know when this guy's going to come on. Let me see. Turn it live. If you guys have ever waited for Biden to speak, it's like one of the most frustrating things to wait for, because he's supposed to be on for like an hour ago and he will come on for like 2 hours. And then when he comes on for like 5 minutes and then he just walks off, like into the door or something. You guys have seen that before, where he like he's shaking a ghost's hand. I'm just curious how the presidential election will be, because if you guys have been following the news, it's like Kamala Harris is like looking to step up, but she's like nowhere to be found. I haven't even seen Kamala Harris in like since she got elected. I just don't see her at all. Again, you know, not trying to be political, but it's just crazy. I don't know. The politics right now is like a circus. I feel like it was worse than it was when Trump was there. Trump was kind of crazy, but he was there, right? I haven't seen Kamala Harris or I mean, I see Biden all the time, but not necessarily in a good light. Let's see. Barack said, I think we can safely assume that the market is back to the normal. Not exactly, Barack, because we're going into a recession, so it's not really going to be the normal anytime soon. I don't think the market will ever be normal. Because there's always something going on. If you guys have noticed, like we went from COVID, crazy market, and then we went to reopening, and then from reopening we went to the Russia-Ukraine war, and then now we're going to recession. So I don't think the market will ever be normal. I think people have to learn how to adjust with the market, and that's fine because you guys got me here. I'm always on the market, so I know what's going on. Yeah, C6 said there's no normal with this current market. I don't think there's gonna be a normal in the market for like the next, 5-10 years. But then again, in the next 5-10 years, there's gonna be something else that's going on. Like there might be another war. What if like World War III pops off, right? Then the market's still gonna be kind of crazy. Yeah, C6 said 2008 changed the current market. I don't think the market's been normal since like 2008, like C6 said. After that first drop or that first market crash, or the second market crash, actually, the market has never been the same. There's always something going on. Yeah, exactly. C6 said Black Monday in the 80s changed it for 2008. 2008 changed it from there. And then 2020 changed it for COVID. And then here we are again. Every couple of years, the market changes. So you can't be stagnant with your learning. Like the thing is, you're never going to completely understand the market. Anyways, guys, it's 7:45 right now. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I just don't see anything coming up right here anytime soon. The volatility and volume has pretty much died down. As you guys can see, price is just going sideways right here. It seems like a lot of people are just sitting out of the market until Biden speaks. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it looks like we'll be wrapping this up a little early today because we are going to have our mentoring session later at 2 o'clock. Again, if you guys want me to have the mentoring session earlier, just pop into the chat and let me know so I can notify everybody else. Otherwise, we're going to be having that mentoring session for like a flat hour. So I'm not going to go over an hour today. Just make sure you have your questions ready, and I'll go over all the examples and try to knock everything out within that time period. All right, Satyam. Yeah, Satyam said, thanks for today, Sean. See you tomorrow. Yeah, definitely see you back here tomorrow, Satyam. Andrew said, thanks, Sean. Road to first funded continues tomorrow. Yeah, no, definitely. If you guys don't have to trade, I would probably just wrap it up, guys. Biden is supposed to speak. I don't know why they're zooming in on this guy's back. Man, this is weird. I don't know what they're doing. They're zooming in on his back for whatever reason. And he walks off. Oh, they're probably just trying to fix the camera because the camera wasn't clear. All right, so they're still setting up. Looks like Biden's going to start speaking soon. Yeah, I don't really see anything here. So, all right, guys, if you guys are new here and you guys want access to, the indicators and the strategies, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, and then click on unlock your free access right here. If you guys are on the YouTube, what I recommend is if you guys are on the YouTube, make sure that you guys click subscribe and turn on notifications so that YouTube will email you whenever I go live. Just a heads up, I'm probably going to stop sharing these YouTube live streams. They're probably still going to be on. So if you guys are subscribed and have notifications on, YouTube will email you when I go live, but I'm not going to be sharing it with the public as much anymore. Now that we've been applying this liquidity push, I don't really want to share this strategy with too many people. So I'm not going to be openly sharing this with, random people anymore. I'm just going to, whoever is here, you guys are great. You guys can keep following me. We can keep trading together. But I'm not looking to advertise this to like random people, and I don't really want other random people to be copying or not copying, but necessarily like making money off our own strategy. So just make sure that you have your notifications turned on so that YouTube will email you when I go live, or just sign on to the Zoom. The Zoom is going to be your best option. Yeah, because this strategy is pretty lucrative, guys. I was just thinking about it, right? Like if I can keep locking in like this much profit. Like it's crazy. I was just doing the math. I was like, man, if I could do this every day and then I'll just be conservative and I'll say, I have like 10 good trading days times 10, that's like 60,000 for just one account. That's crazy. And then times 5 or times 2, I guess, that's like over 100K a month. If I can just keep doing this consistently. So of course I don't want to keep this, between us so that you guys can profit with me. I don't really want to share my ideas with like random people as much anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's open to you guys. And then, for your friends and family, if they want to trade with us, they're welcome to. I just don't want to be opening this up to like super random people. Yeah, exactly. William said, thank you for not sharing as much. I was thinking about that. Yeah, because the thing with this, guys, is that, or like how I mentioned before, like earlier this morning, I mentioned the supply and demand, right? I don't trade supply and demand, but I know a lot of people trade supply and demand. And that was why we were able to capitalize on this move here, because there was a demand level right here. And I saw a lot of people entering buys at that point. So I was doing the opposite, entering sells right here. So I was able to pretty much outsmart the retail traders who are trading supply and demand and make money off their trade there. I pretty much just did the opposite of what everybody else did. So Martha said, where has this strategy been all your life, Sean? You know, the crazy thing is this strategy's been around for like, we've been applying the strategy for like, I think 3 or 4 years now. We've been like, I introduced this strategy to you guys, I think like 2 or 3 summers ago. And we've been applying it. It's just only like the old school members know about it, because I never really taught it to, I never put a video strategy on the website. It was just something that we knew because I used to do it myself. And then we used to apply it on the lives. I just stopped doing it because a lot of people were getting greedy and they would do it incorrectly and they would end up blowing their account. So that's why I stopped doing it. But yeah, now it's back. So it's back and you're here, Martha, and you can, reap the benefits of it. So Ignite said, how do I catch you on the Zoom? Ignite, if you want to join the Zoom, just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com, and click on live trading room right here. This is how you'll get access to the Zoom. Majority of people are on the Zoom because it's real time. If you guys are on the YouTube, it's a bit delayed. It's delayed by like, I think 30 seconds most of the time. So you might miss moves when they come up, but if you're on the Zoom, it's real time. So you're not going to miss out on anything. CJ said, that's right, Sean, keep this a liquidity strat exclusive. I know, right? Kenny said they're putting his sneakers on the podium. Oh, that's funny. All right, guys. So I think that's it for today. It's 7:50 right now, guys. I don't see any other entries coming up right now. Biden is set to speak shortly. As you guys can see, he's still not on there yet. And there's a new lower low right here. So if you guys can see at this point, the range is just getting tighter and tighter. So I don't really recommend trading within this range because it's just going to go back and forth until Biden starts speaking. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here in a couple hours for the mentoring session. Again, for you YouTubers here, if you guys want to join the mentoring session, just make sure that you go to the YouTube channel, you turn on subscribe and turn on notifications so that YouTube will email you when I go on the mentoring session. Later today, our main topic will be this liquidity push. So if you guys want to learn the strategy, make sure to attend the session and then we'll cover them there. So if there's any other questions, guys, I'll see you guys in a few hours at the mentoring session. Otherwise, if not, I'll see you guys here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, have a great day.